Jen Affleck, a figure whose life has been thrust into the public eye through reality television and social media's relentless gaze, has navigated the choppy waters of scrutiny with a grace tempered by frustration. In a heartfelt admission, she addressed the persistent criticism lobbed at her marriage to Zac Affleck, a union that has become fodder for online commentators and tabloid fodder alike. "It can be tiring and draining," she confessed, her words carrying the exhaustion of repetition, "just because it gets old having to hear the same things. This isn't abstract griping. It's the visceral toll of a relationship dissected in real time, where every post, every glance, invites judgment from strangers who see only pixels, not people." At the heart of Jen's reflections is a profound empathy for her husband, Zac, whose efforts often go unseen behind the veil of public perception. "People will always talk and people will always have their opinions," she acknowledged, a resigned nod to the inevitability of discourse in the digital age. Yet it's the disconnect that stings most, the way critics overlook what's happening behind closed doors and how much work and effort he's putting in. Zac, portrayed in some narratives as distant or disengaged, is, in Jen's eyes, a partner pouring soul into their shared life. Late-night talks that mend frayed edges, small gestures that speak volumes, the quiet labor of compromise in a marriage under microscope. This invisibility frustrates him deeply, a sentiment Jen mirrors as she watches him weather the storm. Their strategy for survival? A deliberate tuning out of the world's cacophony. "We're working on just tuning out the noise," Jen shared, though she admitted the difficulty lingers, especially for Zac. In an era where notifications are narcotics, dopamine hits laced with venom, silencing the feed is an act of rebellion. Jen elaborated on the psychological grind. "It's hard to have to constantly open your phone and see negative comments, and it's hard not to take that in. Even the stoutest defenses crack under sustained assault. Subconsciously we absorb the barbs, letting them fester like unchecked doubts." Jen's coping mechanism is a ritual of restraint: post, share, then retreat. "I always have to remind myself," she said, "I post, I share my story, and then I take a step back. As long as I'm focusing on being the best version of myself, that's all that matters." This self-imposed boundary isn't avoidance. It's armor, prioritizing inner growth over external validation. The critique's roots delve into the couple's entanglement with Mom Talk and their reality show, platforms that amplified their visibility but also their vulnerabilities. Jen conceded Zac's point. "He's probably right that we would be in a healthier spot without the show and Mom Talk." The exposure, while a launchpad for connection and community, invited chaos. Trolls dissecting date nights, armchair therapists diagnosing discord. Yet Jen reframes it as a forge. "I feel like we've grown so much. Without these trials, their last year, a gauntlet of near breaks and breakthroughs, might not have happened. Even though that was so hard and almost broke us," she reflected, "it actually strengthened us in the long run." Adversity, in her view, is alchemy. The pressure that nearly shattered them annealed their bond, teaching resilience through rupture. This growth extends outward. A ripple Jen hopes touches their Mom Talk circle and beyond. "There's so much we can learn from each other and so much that the world can learn from us as a group," she posited. The collective isn't utopia. It's messy, fraught with issues and discomfort. Drama simmers, miscommunications, clashing egos, but Jen sees value in the friction. "It's not going to be easy, but it's through being uncomfortable that we grow. Even amid the lot of drama," she insists, "there's a lot of good that comes from it too." Vulnerability shared begets vulnerability received. In airing struggles, they normalize the nonlinear path of partnership, offering a counter-narrative to polished facades. Jen's story resonates as a microcosm of modern love under lens. In Mom Talk's ecosystem, where motherhood intersects with marital intimacy, boundaries blur, inviting overreach. Yet her candor, admitting fatigue without bitterness, growth without gloss, models maturity. She champions Zac not as flawless, but as flawed and fighting, a portrait that humanizes him against caricature. Their journey underscores a truth: criticism thrives in opacity, transparency, though risky, starves it. By voicing the drain, Jen doesn't just vent, she validates, assuring others that weariness is witness to worthiness. As they navigate forward, Jen's reminders echo: step back, focus inward. This isn't retreat from love, but reclamation of it, from spectacle to sanctuary. In a landscape where relationships are rated like reviews, her words are a manifesto for authenticity, proving that the strongest unions weather words not by rebuttal but by resolve.